The trade deadline is over, and to put it bluntly, the Yankees failed. The Yankees had a terrible trade deadline because Juan Soto is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. So this is the only year you are guaranteed to have him on your roster. Knowing that, the Yankees needed to do everything they could to win this year. Even if that meant overpaying in a trade with prospects, the Yankees had to make a lot of moves and shore up issues on this team because there are many issues. Because you don't know if Soto's going to return. Now, let's look at what the Yankees did. They got three players: Jazz Chisholm, Mark Leiter Jr., and Aniel De Los Santos. They also traded away Caleb Ferguson for international signing money. Now, just addressing the players they got, it's a decent return that the Yankees got. Chisholm is a good move. He sets the Yankees up for the future very well because Gleyber Torres is not going to return to the team. That's my prediction for his free agency. But he's never played third base before, and the Yankees are treating him as if he's the primary third baseman now. That makes no sense. How are you saying you're a championship contender team when your primary third baseman isn't an actual third baseman? Just makes no sense there. The Yankees needed an actual third baseman. Then you look at the relievers they got in. They got in Mark Leiter Jr., and I like him. He's a good arm. Then they brought in Aniel De Los Santos. And De Los Santos is just not someone with good numbers. 4.46 ERA, 5.36 FIP. Now, I'm sure there's some stuff under the hood that the Yankees really like. But you look at the bullpen, it's been held together by random guys. Jake Cousins, Tim Hill, Michael Tonkin. And the Yankees have done well with that formula, but it did feel like the Yankees needed to get some big-name relievers. Some guys you could trust. And they didn't. These three players are not cutting it for the Yankees. And they needed to do more than that. So, now my second issue with the Yankees trade deadline is if this was all that you could get, I just have issues. Because you look at the other trades that happened, how are the Yankees not a part of some of these? Knowing that they had to strike big because Soto's a free agent, how did you not make more moves? Take, for example, Jack Flaherty. He was traded to the Dodgers, and in return, the Dodgers gave up their number 4th ranked prospect and 26th ranked prospect. Now, one of these prospects was actually a former Yankee prospect, Trey Sweeney, and the other has been struggling terribly this season. He's hitting .220 at high A ball with a 700 OPS. So it's not as if the Dodgers gave up a ton for Flaherty, who really would have helped the Yankees. Because if you had gotten Flaherty, you could have traded away Nestor Cortez, and you could have gotten some pieces that way. So it just seems like the Yankees were too reluctant to make a big move. And then you look at the bats. They brought in one bat in Jazz Chisholm. They needed more. I was saying the Yankees should go after Yandy Diaz. Now, we're in the hypotheticals here. Because maybe the Rays just were not going to trade Diaz. Right? We can't say that they were or weren't as fans. We weren't in the meetings. And he wasn't traded. So, who knows what happens? Who knows if the Rays just said, we're not trading him, or the Rays said, give up Spencer Jones and more and you can have him. Or if the Yankees just didn't want to give up the decent prospects. We don't know. But if the Yankees are unable to trade for Yandy Diaz, they needed to have a contingency plan. They should have then gone out and made these trades for the big name pitchers. If there were no batters you could get at decent prices, or just at all, you couldn't get any batters, flip your script to the pitchers. Get Flaherty, get Tanner Scott, make the big moves on the pitching side. That way you do substantially improve the team. Because getting 2 relievers with ERAs over 4 is not inspiring. And it doesn't look good when you don't really improve the pitching that much. You get 2 guys with not great numbers, and you don't improve the offense that much. You get Jazz Chisholm, and that's it. If there were no offensive players the Yankees could have traded for, they should have gone heavy on the pitching and gotten the elite pitchers that were traded, that we know for a fact were available, even if the prospect capital would have been immense. Because the Yankees needed to do that. This team has issues, and they just didn't address them. It's a bad trade deadline. So I'm hopeful that the Yankees can keep winning games and hoping they can win a World Series. I'm never going to root against the Yankees, but this is a bad trade deadline, and it has to be known.